What's going on, my friends? It's your friend Jack, and today I'm here to talk about a pretty major mistake that I have made in print on demand, especially in my beginning stages, and something I have only recently realized to be a very critical thing and a very, very important thing that you do not want to make this mistake pretty much. Otherwise, it's going to make your print on demand experience not so great. So let's go over that in today's video, and let's talk about getting started and staying on the right track. Alright, so right away, I'm going to tell you guys this major mistake, and I actually covered basically this mistake and the solution to it in yesterday's video, and I'm going to talk more about that. You don't have to go watch yesterday's video, but yesterday I do a little bit of a deep dive on it. So the big mistake that I think most people make, and this is because you will hear this repeated over and over again, but you don't really pick up on it. I didn't pick up on it until I really realized what I was doing. So the mistake basically is that you're not designing for profitable niches, or you're just designing to design and you aren't actually doing enough research. And this is a huge mistake that I made coming up at my print on demand business and just making print on demand designs. The first 3 months, I did a little bit of research. Sometimes I would get lucky, and the first thing I research is, a lower competition niche and a higher demand, and that's what you want to aim for. You want to aim for low competition, high demand, because if you're making products for people, you need to make sure that there's people that want your designs, and you need to also make sure that you can get your designs in front of those eyes. So lower competition equals more chance of getting your designs in front of those people. I know people say the same thing over and over again. What I'm going to tell you right here is you need to design for low competition, high demand, right? You need to design for that. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to make, majority of your designs sell. And that's where I find myself with 2,400 designs. Over 2,000 of them have not sold. And that's because those 2,000 designs were not niche selected. They weren't really researched. They were just kind of thrown up there all like willy-nilly. They weren't really, researched well, the niches, none of them. And sometimes I would do a little bit of research, but not enough. And I think research needs to be a big part of it. You don't want to get stuck in research, and especially if you're new, I'm not going to discourage anyone from just designing to design for the first, month or week, because I think you need to get proficient with your tools if you are not already. I think I also got really proficient in using my tools and designing efficiently. However, there was some downside to that. 2,000 designs weren't the most, popular in-demand designs, or they were too high competition. So not looking into the research is also going to cause a not so nice effect on your end sales compared to your print-on-demand designs, the amount of designs you have. So why do I think this is a major mistake? It's because if I had not realized this, back in December is when I really realized this, I need to take research more seriously. I could have gotten to 10,000 designs and really not seen that much traction in general. So I know a lot of people are probably wondering now, how do I find low competition niches with high demand? And that's a really good question. There's a lot of ways you can do that, and the ways that you see on the internet people doing, a lot of the time you want to find a different way. You want to experiment, because all these ways that people are also doing, that's a little bit of competition over there for the research side. I'm not saying don't do them, because there's also a lot of good ways that everyone uses, like Merchant Former is a great tool. The methods that people use on Merchant Former to find niches are still really good, and Merchant Former is good at validating niches. So you can have an idea, take it to Merchant Former. If you don't know what Merchant Former is, it's basically a research tool based off of Merch by Amazon. You take that idea and you plug it in, and it tells you if you put it on Amazon, is it gonna, sell? Are you gonna have competition? Because there's a competition checker, and then you can decide from there. Do I want to go forward? And I had that tool for me. I had that tool available to me from the very beginning, and I didn't ever use it. I didn't ever competitive check. I just made the design and just tossed it up there. And competitive check basically just sees how many results there are in the Amazon searches for that keyword on Merch by Amazon shirts, and then it also sees how much sales those shirts are making that are in the results, and it kind of gives you a score from like A to F on, or a grade on, should you go into this. A being yes, this is really good, and F being no, probably not. it's either too competitive or in too low of demand, or both. And in that case, you obviously don't want to go into it. Okay, so I'm kind of getting off track here. I have a lot to talk about with you guys about this major mistake, but I don't want to kind of go past it and say, nah, it didn't happen. I want to look at it and realize that you guys need to listen to what I'm saying, because I think this is super important. Someone told me this 10 times over. Someone told me this in so many videos. People have said this, but if I don't tell you guys the same things over and over again, most people aren't going to get the point. I know that's just how it is. It's kind of weird. I could say to do something in a video and it's going to help you, and a lot of people will like that idea, but they won't actually do it. So being able to repeat some of these ideas and concepts to you is very important. That's why yesterday's video was very similar to what I'm talking about today. Today I'm trying to bring more light onto my experiences with it, because in my mind, if I can kind of tell you guys what went wrong up here and what I did wrong, you guys are going to be like, oh, I don't want to make 2,000 designs and only have 100 sell. I need to be more careful on my research. And you do need to be really careful on your research, not too careful where you don't make any designs. But for t-shirts especially, I think research is like 50% of it for print on demand. If we're talking about making books like Amazon KDP, I think it's even more than that, because books have a lot more effort that go into them. They have interiors and covers, not just a simple design on a shirt or on something else. It doesn't even have to be t-shirts. I'm just talking about print on demand products in general. But selling things with no competition or low competition, high demand, drastically improves your rate of success and your rate of efficiency, because you have to create less designs to make more sales. Where if you just design randomly, you have no idea where you're going. You're just plopping things all over, and you could see some success, yes, but to be more efficient with your designs and your time and everything, design for things that you know are selling, or at least the bare minimum have like no competition. If you don't know if they're selling for sure, but if they have lower competition and you see any sales on them, then there's a good idea. Write it down, add it to a spreadsheet, and list these niches down, because there's so many different ways to do this and find niches. You could go on Etsy and you could search up random keywords and just let the bar fill in, then click search, add search after it, or add shirt after it, click search, see the results, and then you can note by clicking on the top listings how many people have in their carts, if anyone. And say you have a listing with 20 people in their cart on that listing in something you searched, and you see that the amount of search results is under like 500, add that to your list. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this. You can use Merchant Former tools and then go take those ideas that are pulled from Amazon and go put them over on Etsy search and go check. There's a lot of different ways you can cross-check different websites to see if a niche is worth it, but ultimately being able to use different sources of research is going to really help you to find lower competition niches and higher demand niches, and to make sure there is some demand, because if there's no demand, no one's searching for the keywords you're putting out there, you're not going to get found. People have to want what you're buying, but you also have to use the keywords that people are searching for. You could have a really good design in a really good niche, but if you don't use the right keywords that people are actually searching for, you're not going to make sales. So I made this mistake very early on in my print-on-demand business and building it up. I only recently really doubled down on my research, because at first I wasn't taking the research section of it seriously, and the results show. I didn't make a huge amount of money. I made a decent amount on Redbubble. I made like $300, $400 on Redbubble, and my Etsy shop is doing much better than my Redbubble shop because I research a lot more. So the more research you do, the more success you're going to be able to see, and the quality of your research and the quality of your niches is going to show in your sales, and also the quality of your designs. But the quality of your research is half of the effort in making a good selling t-shirt or a good selling design with print on demand. So if you guys want to know anything more about my experience with this very, very big issue or mistake that I made, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'll make a separate video on them for all we know, right? But my experiences have been that you need to focus on research and you need to take it seriously. You can't just go and make funny cats and funny dogs and weird saying designs. You need to focus on the keywords you're going to be using in your listings and the types of designs you're making on the types of niches. You need to have lower competition niches with higher demand if you can, And do not go for the high demand, high competition niches. As tempting as they may seem, you don't want to get lost in a rabbit hole of never getting your listings actually in front of people, because there's so many listings in the sea of the high demand listings, right? Or the high competition. So with that being said, if you guys watched it to this point of the video, comment down below my major mistake, and I'm going to be doing some more update videos on my progress in that. I'm also going to be doing some tutorial videos, all that good stuff, making money online, print on demand, KDP. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoyed, and it's been your friend Jack. Keep striving, stay blessed. Peace out.